There's a tear in my beer, crying for you, dear.
It's live, yeah.
Yeah, it's live, Charlie. People can hear you.
Don't be scared.
Oh, let's get everybody on here. Cousin Charlie, you're going to have to participate today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Ready.
Share. I got to right post. No, I don't even have to do that. I can just cancel that. We're going to discard that. We're going to share. Share that public.
I appreciate you waiting, man.
Hey.
I wonder how I could pin this.
Wait.
Do you know how I could pin this?
Who, me? Surely you know me. Hey, we'll plug our guy, Charlie.
Uh-oh.
Man, I have done messed up. I put Peter D's in here to delete this. Dang!
We're at Peter D's Live, folks.
Dang!
Eating some of that banana pudding.
Man, we got some folks on. I see you on here. Well, Tyler Burnett, are you on here? Did you see my Insta story? Those people trying to jump up and touch the ceiling?
Yes.
Did you think that was funny? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest
Irvin Dutton,
thing.
my good old buddy, is on here.
Who?
Irvin Dutton.
Irvin?
Yeah, he's a heck of a musician. One of the prettiest guys I know.
See, as pretty as you are. Look at all these people
Close.
getting up on
Close.
here. Steve Holman, how you doing? Brittany Renee, I had to get that off. I don't know. Hey, could you do me a favor, Kathleen? A solid.
A solid
I'll take it off.
Fallon
Can
Greenway.
you put? I think I took it off her.
Oh, okay.
Can you pin something that says, "Please share my stream"?
Okay.
Please share my stream. Golly.
Why are yours?
Please share our stream. I would greatly
I like
appreciate it.
teamwork.
All right, let's get this party started. It's Wednesday, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Cousin Charlie, do you know exactly what that means?
It is time for Real Estate 101.
6 hours away from church time,
Do
baby.
we ever do real? Do we not? Is there ever a time we don't do Real Estate 101? Maybe on a holiday.
It's in my booklet right here.
Cool.
Right here.
Hey, I appreciate you, Weatherman. So, Weatherman, go ahead. You kick us off.
Hey, this is a brand new year, folks, and guys, we can't thank enough to our sponsors last year. So we definitely want to kick off for a couple, and we want to probably let's talk about Scott Abernathy today. Scott Abernathy is not only one of our favorite sponsors, but a big advocate for us, and we are as well as him. So anybody out there that doesn't want to manage their own property, he is your guy. There's a reason he's one of the best in the business. So if you're looking for somebody to manage your property, I believe it's PMI is the correct name of his company.
Close enough.
Give Scott Abernathy a call and tell him Cousin Charlie sent you.
Cousin Charlie. Who else would you like to thank?
I think I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to my lender, good friend Belinda Arender.
Belinda's
She
been
is-
called a lot.
Man,
lately.
she's the aggressor. She's like, if you were a WWE wrestler, she'd be that one that'd be taunting you in the ring.
I'm going to get you pre-approved, sucker.
Get you. Or body
I'm
slam.
gonna get
And
you.
we can't thank the big guy John Jones enough for allowing us to come in studio and have the show. Southern Exteriors, Big Kahuna, man, we got so many. We just want to thank all of them. We can sit here all day long thanking people.
Hey, everybody getting on here. Shane Ray, John Watkins, Marty Driver. Let me tell you what I
You
like.
know who my favorite sponsor is?
Who?
The Exchange Boutique. To make
Brittany
your lady look
Renee,
very
Brittany
pretty, go
Renee.
by and see Brittany Renee.
That's right. Hey, I do want to, I meant to say something to Marty Driver. One time we had that deal with Marty Driver. Your people, they did not qualify. Something happened.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Now Marty kept us up to the look, even when it wasn't good news.
Yeah.
And man, I appreciate that because a lot of times the lenders will disappear, Cousin Charlie. Something bad, hey, they exit stage right. Not Marty. Hey, I appreciate that about you, Marty, and I'm going to tell you something. It's something I won't ever forget either, buddy, so just wanted you to know that. Hey, it's 2018. Before we get started, everybody, please share this stream. We pinned the topic somewhere, didn't we, Kathleen?
What happens when they share the stream?
If
and
you
like
share this stream
and like it.
and comment, we're going to come back in there and we're going to pick one winner, and you're going to get a gift card to the Alley on Main. So, hey, the reason why I want you to share the stream is I am on a mission to meet 150,000 people, and I cannot do it without you. This is your way of helping me, and I appreciate I know everybody that shares. I go back and I know, don't I, Kathleen?
That's right.
I know everybody that shares. So I really do appreciate it if you are courteous enough to share. We want to give great content. We want to make it fun. We want to make it entertaining. But we want to bring something that will help you make better decisions. Cousin Charlie, before we get started, is there one prediction you have for 2018?
2018 is going to be a record year for a lot of people in this room.
There we go.
I was about to say, can you make it a little more specific? Hey, somebody is going to get rich this year. I can guarantee you that.
Well, you're going to have a great year on this tech.
No, are you going to have a great year?
I'm going to have a breakout year.
Well, now, Cousin Charlie, since you're so bold, what are you going to do this year that's going to make... How many deals are you going to do this
He's
year?
going to at least do 4 to 6. I can see it. I can see it in
You're
him.
going to sell 4 houses
I
this
can
year.
see it.
At least 4.
What is your number? What are you going to do, Cousin Charlie? We may go back and look at this.
I like your number.
You made the Joe
Come on
Rich.
in, Joe
Come on
Rich.
in, Joe Rich. That door's open. Hey, how many houses you going to sell? We'll get started.
I'm predicting 40 houses.
40 houses. Hey, if you do 40 houses, man. Hey, what? I'll do something on this show.
Hey, will you give him a $2,500 bonus if he does 40?
Maybe.
We need some
You
positivity.
want some more money.
We need,
What are you
we need some,
renegotiating?
we need some aggressive maneuvers.
If
I'll
you
give him
s-
1,000 if he does 40.
You will.
Yeah, but he's got to do 40.
All right.
Will you give him
So we
25?
have here folks.
Mark the
Stephen
tape.
Weathers.
40 deals. I'll give you $2,500. Yes, I'll do it.
Weatherman's gonna give you 1,000. That's
Make sure we write that down. That's what you'll get if you sell
I'm
40,
just kidding, Charlie. I just want him
40
to
houses.
I think he can do it.
J.R. Eastman, 2,500 is too low for 40. Make it 7,500 for 48.
Woo.
Ooh.
J.R. Eastman's going to give you
Jamie
7,500.
Stillman, how are you, friend? See you next Tuesday night. Hey, our mentoring class is full, correct?
It is full.
Take it.
We are full. So next Tuesday night, right here, 5:30. I'm looking forward to it. I've got 6 guys that we're going to come in here and we're going to talk about improving lives. All right, let's get started. 5 things home buyers should know in 2018 before you go out and make a decision. Let's just assume Cousin Charlie's going to buy a house in 2018. I believe right now you need to start doing your due diligence.
Or like we said, the studying.
You got to start your study. You got to start doing a little research. Why do you think it's important to know stuff? Why do you think it's important to study, Weatherman?
Because it's very clear that people perish for lack of knowledge. So you make bad decisions if you don't have knowledge.
And sometimes you may think you're making the right decision, but you don't have the right knowledge.
That's
And
right.
I actually have seen agents tell their client the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, this is going to be something I'm going to get to a little later on, so don't use this against me. I have seen if we have a coming soon coming, and we can get somebody inside this house, and the agent gets them in there, and that agent might tell them, hey, this is priced too high. They might say, hey, this is too high. What would that do to the buyer's thought process, Cousin Charlie, if the agent said this house is too high?
It's going to automatically make them think it's too high.
Then what is that word what do I call that?
Certainty.
Uncertain. They're going to be uncertain. They're going to be certain it's too high. They're going to have uncertainty.
But realistically, if you're getting a loan, you have appraisal that saves you. So that's such a
Got a safety net.
such a bad thing. Now, if you have multiple offers, you do away with those. But most times, if you're the first one in there, there's no way we can guarantee what a price. Would you agree that we can tell you what it should price for, but we can't really guarantee a price.
No, but here's one thing we do know. Whenever they don't take advantage of this opportunity, they're the only person bidding on this house.
Yes.
They pass. We put it on the market. We have 7 offers, and it ends up going for $5,000
Exactly
or
right.
$10,000 over.
Yep.
A lot of times, if the buyer's not in the know and their agent's not in the know, that was a bad decision because they like the house. The agent just said, hey, it's a little overpriced. Well, hey, you're going to find out the hard way. So the number one thing you need to know if you're going to buy a house, because sometimes maybe you can't rely on your agent to know. It's your responsibility to know as a consumer. Would you agree, Kathleen?
Absolutely.
Number 1, anticipate multiple offers on every home listed under $250,000. Now that will not always be the case, but I'm telling you to always anticipate. If the house is listed at $249, Cousin Charlie, and I've got this, hey, please share the stream, kids. I see you on here. Carrie Ann Sear, Richard Hodges, Scott Lumley, Ben Arthur. How you doing? Thank you for getting on here. Let's say I've got the house listed at $249. It's been on the market 6 days. Cousin Charlie takes somebody out there. They want to make an offer at $239. Well, I now have an offer, and I can call up the weatherman. Hey, I know you got somebody interested. Because it's probably already shown 8, 9, 10 times.
Yes.
Hey, weatherman, I've got an offer. If you want one, you got to get it to me by X o'clock on such and such date. Then I tell some. Next thing you know, I've got 5 offers. Your people are. I'm already looking at these offers because I don't believe in doing a highest and best notification.
And you don't have to. From my understanding, we could be in.
I think you're exactly correct.
I don't think you have to. Our job is to represent the seller if you have that listing.
So if you come in with these low offers, what it's going to do is it's going to put you in a position to where other people like Weatherman know there's an offer. He's probably automatically going to get me full price.
Like a cobra.
That's it. Jenna Mathis, you going to buy a house? Who in here is going to buy a house in 2018? Make a comment if you're thinking about buying a house in 2018. So I believe the first thing you should do is be aware under $250,000, we've got a very limited inventory. That the inventory is not growing really.
No.
It's going to hopefully stay the same. We hope it don't get completely absorbed.
We're going to have to create that market.
So tell people how you think we could create that.
So one of the ways that I anticipate us creating that market is we're going to start going into our, and we're already doing it, into our older neighborhoods and taking a 1,600 square foot house and making it modern and taking it from a 189 house to a 239, 249 house. And it's not really going to be about square foot price. It's going to be about fitting a bracket that we need to be in.
Just finding the price point. Carrie Ann Sear, the great one, thank you so much for sharing our stream. Cousin Charlie, do we have a question?
Krista Hines.
Krista Hines just said yes.
Hey, that's
So I'm
my
sending
hey.
her a message.
Oh no, that's my folks. Watch it, Charlie.
Weatherman, come over
They're
there and
not
get
yours until he signs on
Watch
that
it,
line.
Charlie.
Hey, we look for. Hey, we'd love to help you. Number 2, you know, whenever people talk about the real estate market, they need to understand that there's price points.
Yeah.
That one price point, it may be a lot more in demand than others. Like under $200,000, if somebody calls us up and says, I don't want to just really bust anybody's bubble by saying this, but the chance of you getting a home under $200,000, how hard is it, Weatherman?
Right now, there's probably, and I just looked, under 220 with 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,500. There's like 3 in Rutherford County, not counting Smyrna. Under $150,000, there's like 3 houses in Rutherford County. So it's very, very tough.
So what that should mean to you, friend out there, if you get a chance to look at a home before it comes on the market and you like it, you need to buy it before the market gets exposed to it, because there's a good chance it'll go into a multiple offer situation under $200,000. I mean, I can tell you with certainty, Cousin Charlie, under $200,000, you will be in a multiple offer if it's a decent house.
Because we know at that price point that now that $200,000 doesn't scare investors.
That's right.
If you put 20% down, then you're still going to have a decent return if you want to be in the rental market and use our guy Scott Abernathy to get you top dollar.
Right. Man, I'm looking at myself. I look so fat on here.
No, you guys look really good.
I look fat.
You look good.
I can see all this skin.
Golly, I don't.
I need to do lipo.
I'm doing well.
I'm either going to eat salads or do lipo. So if you get higher than 200, if you go up to $450,000, there's been a lot of supply added to that market with new construction.
And why is your opinion of that?
Because you can't develop lots cheap enough to put a house out there. So pretty much anything you're seeing develop, those lots now, I don't think you'll see many lots out there under 60,000, maybe 65,000. So what that does, that pushes the price point up to 450.
Right.
So if you're buying a house over $450,000, Brian Chalmers, thank you for getting on here. Teresa Hansen, Thank you. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. If you're buying a house over $450,000, you don't need to have as much urgency or fear of a multiple offer. Maybe there's even a little bit more flexibility from the seller in that price point.
Yeah, so now you got an opportunity to get you some closing costs paid.
Yep.
You got some opportunity maybe to get a refrigerator or maybe some extra upgrades in the house. Another reason that we're in that 450 range is because builders, they have a bigger, they don't have as much room for error when they build a bigger size house. If you build a $275,000 house, even if a builder makes 15%, there's not a lot of room for error in those houses. So if you make a couple mistakes, you can go backwards very quickly. And so with the higher price of the lots, the square footage isn't going up, the house prices are going up. What are we at now, about 140 a square foot?
I'm pretty certain, Cousin Charlie, you're going to see 140, 145 a foot. We're going to get close to $150 a foot within the next year, I would assume. We're getting close to it. I made that prediction in 2015. We would see $150 a foot. It's here. Number 3. I mean, this is something that I still see on occasion, but not using a local lender greatly hurts your leverage. I mean, so if you're somebody and you, if you're friends with them and they're in Franklin or they're in Nashville, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, and that's a local lender wherever. If you are in White House, Tennessee, selling real estate, then there's somebody in White House, Tennessee that is fabulous. I guarantee it. The same way that we have fabulous people here, and I won't mention any names like Melinda Arender, that when their name comes across with the offer, it has so much clout that it's very, very hard not to take that offer because they have a certainty about them.
Now, Carrie Ann Sears come to our market. She's developed relationships
here.
And she's in Franklin. But let's just say if nobody knows who you are, I've heard you say this to people, if they don't know who you are, it's going to be very hard to get the listing agent and the seller to feel good about what you're doing. Because if you're online, we're really talking more about online people or Bank of America or things like that it's dehumanized so much. The listing agent really will provide uncertainty to the seller.
Yes.
That's who really is going to tell you. Like to this day, if we get something from Quicken Loans, I'm probably going to have an uncertainty in my voice, or I'm going to tell the seller, I can't tell you much about their loan. I just know they're doing it online, and they're going to sense, well, that don't feel right. I don't think we should do that. Brad Elam. Hey, Brad Elam stopped by for a while. That old boy's getting married. How about that? What would you like to, Brad, what would you like to add in here about using a local lender? Hey, Brad, if you bring me a contract with a Bank of America pre-approval letter, they're out of Phoenix.
You know, most of the local lenders, it's not really only about the relationship, but we talk to them so often. They're talking to our clients. We're up to date, and it's very important because they do deal with this file almost a whole month, to where a lot of times we deal with it 3 or 4 days out of the month, with home inspection, with appraisals, and with making an offer. So you really need somebody that can communicate with you and let you know what's going on. And when you have somebody out of state, you just can't do that.
You just don't feel certain about it. You don't feel as good about it. You know, if you know the people and they're putting their stamp of approval, they're telling you I can get this done. And if they don't, they know they've still got to deal with you. So they're probably not gonna vouch for somebody unless they really feel like they're gonna get it done. Number 4, and all my mortgage people like you, Nancy Relaford, who else? Carrie Ann, are you still on here? I don't know if Belinda or Brandon or anybody's on here.
Shannon, I'll be hollering at you.
We all expect rates to rise. You need to go ahead and assume as the year goes along, rates will continue to rise. Now, maybe we've been saying the same thing for a while, but over time, you can anticipate some rates rising this year.
What do you think, in your opinion? This not holding you to it, but in your gut, what are we still floating around the 4? What in your gut? What do you feel like we would get to? You think we'd ever make it back to 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we would be okay if we went back to 5.
Yeah.
I think if we start going up into the 5s, it could probably slow some things down. Brad Elam said 5. I think we could see it at 5. But you know what? Man, 5 is still such a cheap rate. God, that's cheap. Cousin Charlie, what's your rate? 12? 15%?
Not that high.
So, anticipate rates going up. I do think they could go up 1/2 to 3/4 of a point. I really do think that could happen because I'm not an economist, but sooner or later they cannot just keep giving away such cheap money because what's going to happen is other things are going to get so expensive.
And sometimes there's a good thing about having local lenders because you can actually see the rates. And if you use a preferred local lender, we almost know what the rates are. So once you start shopping around and find out that you have somebody that you don't know and you're at 0.25% higher, it's a big difference on a $400,000 house payment.
It sure is. Krista, thanks guys for the info. I got to get back to work so I can get the money for a house.
There you go.
Dog food.
He's got some beautiful dogs, folks. Boy's got some pretty dogs.
What they got?
Man, he's got some beautiful. He'll show you some pictures.
All right. Cousin Charlie, we're almost to number 5. Is there anything you'd like to add to this? Are there any questions you've got from the audience?
Well, a comment, as rate goes up, you lose your buying power.
That's
as
right.
much as you can buy. So that's something, why wait, buy it now.
Ooh.
May not be able to buy as much.
Sure.
You could probably, a lender could probably show you called purchasing power. Did you say that?
I said buying power.
Okay,
but
buying power,
same
purchasing
thing.
power. It's the same thing. So let's just use easy numbers. At 5%, you could buy a $100,000 house. Okay? Well, if the rate went up to 5.5%, you might only be able to buy $89,000.
Right.
So think about how that multiplies as you keep going up. Great point, Cousin Charlie. I knew for certain you'd provide some kind of solid feedback. Number 5, and this is what we are hammering people. A trusted advisor will help you make the best decision. So let's talk about this. Whenever you go out and you look for a house or you're just shopping rates, whatever you want to talk about, or insurance, you a lot of times don't know them. You just call and then you meet them. Well, think about how fast things move. As a matter of fact, see Brad Elam, as a matter of fact, I think people will shop for a house for maybe a year. They will look around for a year, but then they'll pick the realtor they're going to use within 3 days because they fall in love with a house, they get emotional, they can't control themselves. Well, then they got somebody over here. Brad Elam's got them, and he hooked them, and now they're going to buy a house. Well, once it slows down, all the problems come into the file. Home inspections,
Yes.
getting things taken care of. Well, if you don't have a relationship with somebody that you know, like, and trust, if there's no trust, every single decision slows down. You're uncertain.
Yes.
You don't know how to feel about it. Then you start asking such and such. Well, they told me this. Then you ask such. So what ends up happening is you get so many different people telling you so many different things. You know what that creates, Cousin Charlie?
Confusion.
What else?
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Uncertainty is the number one reason why people don't move forward and buy something.
My buddy's on here with just one of the coolest names ever.
What?
Colt Loudermilk. Man, that's a cool name, isn't it?
What about Cole Carmichael, the coolest name?
Man, that's one of the coolest names out
Coolest
there.
name in real estate. So I believe me and Cousin Charlie have been on this weatherman where we're telling people, even if we don't know them, if you're not buying a home until a year from now, we still want to meet you. We want to sit down. We want to meet you so we can build a strategy together. If I know what you want, you're telling me if I'm listening very good, I'm going to help you make better decisions. And then whenever it comes time to buy, if I know you're committed to me, I'm probably not going to try to. It's human nature. People are more motivated by losing something than they are the potential gain. So, like if you were to call an agent and he or she feels like this is my only chance to get this deal. Hey, Belinda Arunder's on here. I see you, girl. If they feel like this is their only chance to get this deal, if they feel you slipping away, they're going to become motivated to try to close you on that house, or close you on that loan program, or close you on that insurance. the best thing you can do, if you want a true advocate, you'd say, hey, I am committed to you. I want to build a relationship with you, so whenever a time comes up to where I'm uncertain, I'm stressed, you can tell me the truth and know if we don't buy this house, we'll come back around and I'll get the next one with you.
Yep. You know, one of the most things that we say at every it's not really a transaction, whenever we're selling somebody a house, is, do you feel good about this? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Because it's not just about selling a house. Like you said, it's about a relationship. That's why we have advocates that we fight for to make all of our files run smoothly. And we're not the only ones that do that. There's a lot of people that do that. But that's what you're talking about, having a strong advocate that's going to help you with your insurance needs, that's going to help you with your lending needs, that's going to help you with the home inspection process, and going and have a transaction coordinator that's going to talk to you when you're kind of freaking out every now and then, because it's very, very normal, because it's one of the biggest decisions you ever make. And so it's not just about the sale, it's about the relationship and what you gain through the process.
I know this. I like it. I think everybody likes whenever they're making a decision and somebody can give them clarity, give them certainty that they need to do this. So if you don't have that advocate working for you, you're going to make decisions that, hey, you may not feel good about it.
Right.
Maybe they're saying something. Hey, they could also be telling you something that's right that you don't trust. And the reason why you don't trust them is 10 years ago you did something that you always regretted. So I think if you can sit there and you can like really, really tell these people, like a buyer's agent is free. You don't even have to pay for them.
That's right.
They're free. Oh yeah, if I was going to buy a house, if I wasn't in real estate, I'd go around, I'd interview people and ask them, hey, tell me this. Why should I hire you? Why should you be the person that helps me? But they don't do that. They do it the complete opposite. They find the house, then they get hooked up with an agent, or they're on Zillow, and an agent calls them that they don't know. Hey, you know what? Agents could be calling you from jail, cousin Charlie.
They could
You
be.
get on Zillow, and they might get their one call, put that dime in the payphone. Yeah, I got your information from. I'm just kidding about that, but you really don't know people, and it's become such a online game.
Yes.
How much can you trust somebody that you haven't even met?
And you know what I've noticed with a couple of clients that are referrals, and everybody now is logging into sites to find a house. The agents now are so aggressive, from the past few people I've talked to, that it's almost insulting to the people buying a house, because it's like they're calling 5 and 6 times back to back to back to back, because they know that they're not the only ones going after them. And so my last client actually got turned off because she got like 12 different realtors that called her.
And it was Brad Elam every time, calling with a different name. Yeah, this is Brad Elam. Yeah, this is Dan Elam. Yeah, this is Joe Hafner. Well, I don't see how you can justify making a home purchase of $250,000, $300,000 if you don't even know the person that's going to represent you. How can you justify to you if you don't have some kind of check and balance system where you approve of them to represent you? They're the person that's going to go fight for you to get you what you want. How can you justify doing that? So a lot of people, what they end up doing is they get pissed off because they didn't like this. They feel like the agent should have told them this. Well, really, I don't look at it like that way. I think it's the consumer. The consumer needs to do a better job of picking who represents them. In my opinion, hey, it's your choice. You get it for free.
Yep.
You get what you pay for usually. Anything else, Weatherman? We've been going almost 30 minutes, and I feel like I've talked 30 minutes.
Ooh.
Hey, Skipworth, where are you? You said you'd be here at 1:40.
Well, I just think in 2018, Rutherford County is one of the top growingest counties in the state of Tennessee. It's got great schools. We've got great prices. And I think we're going to have a big void in our marketplace next year. And so, hey, if you're looking to sell, this is also your time. So if you have those 15, 16, 1,700 square foot houses built in the 60s, those, in my opinion, are really going to be in high demand this year.
Especially if you're between what corridor, whether. Hey, if you've got a house and you're between Northfield, what areas would we say?
Memorial and Northfield, all the way up to the left. all the way over to Thompson Lane. And then you also have the corridor over by Fortress and in the Blackman, Puckett area and stuff like that. Those are the two hot spots. All of Rutherford County is hot right now, but those are really the two spots and it's based upon school districts.
Well, here's what I want to do. If there's anybody out there that has a home really in the Mitchell Nelson or the Northfield Elementary area, I want to buy your house. And I want to do a flip this house is what I want to do. Do a little documentary. So if anybody out there has a house in that, please share this with people. Let them know GTT's looking for a house. I want to do something cool. Cousin Charlie, is there anything you'd like to add?
That's a great idea.
I'm the greatest.
God, what if we get Charlie to be our host?
Cousin Charlie, is there anything you'd like to say? Do you have a question?
I want to say the time is ticking off of last week's where if you're a buyer, the window is still open. So don't wait.
Well, what Cousin Charlie is saying is we believe, I am certain that April closings are at a premium as far as the price.
Yep.
People pay more above the market in April. So if you put your house on the market in March, it's probably going to close in April. So you still have a little bit of time to take advantage. The market is still going to be a little flatter in January and February, but come March, April, you know what happens? Do you know what happens to people in March and April, Cousin Charlie? Do you know why they go out and buy a lot of houses?
Why?
Everybody, please like and share, please. Well, think about this. Think about consumers. Hey, who's calling? Is that one of your kids? Is that Linda?
Yeah.
Who is it?
I'm getting MRI results, but I'll call
Who is that?
It's Linda.
Does she not know what we're doing?
Yeah, she's been having an MRI.
Just because she's got a broken arm, does she think that gets... So, do you know what happens to people who have not done... Think about this. Most people, November, December, January, February, there's been a lot of pent-up demand. All these people that have decided, you know what? We're just going to wait till the first of the year because we're going to get our money. We're going to get our income tax money. We're saving up. You know, they're going to spend some money on Christmas, but a lot of them are going to get their money in... when can you get your taxes back now?
Probably now.
You already get them back right now?
I think the way they got it.
I think some of those places you...
Belinda, when can you get your income taxes back? How soon can you get your money back? See, when people get this money back, you know what they're going to do with it? They're going to spend it.
Yeah.
And now they're going to say, man, look, today, Belinda.
Today?
Damn, that's fast.
Yeah.
So, most people now, you know, millennials weren't buying houses. Well, the reason why they weren't buying houses to me was very obvious because home prices, their life had been going down, down, down.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be a shift. Millennials are going to want to buy houses because they see the money. Oh, such and such made. Man, they bought that house and they saw, look how much money they made. So usually about 3 to 5 days, but you can file today. Okay, so when people start getting their money back, right now it's cold. They're not out. They're not motivated to go out and look at a house. But whenever it starts to warm up, whenever we get to see a nice sunny 50-degree day, yeah, looking weather, man. It's hard. Hey, let me tell you something, Kathleen. Money gets bored real easy.
Wants to go somewhere, don't it?
Oh, yeah.
It gets bored real easy. Weatherman, is there anything you'd like to add before we shut the show down? The first show of 2018.
No, other than, hey, we just wish everybody that tunes into the show and watches it, we definitely hope you have a wonderful year and a better year this year than last year. We're not over here competing for your business. We're actually here just to educate and continue to try to grow awareness. Well, this guy is known by how many people?
150,000 people.
Yes, sir.
Carry Answer, great info, keep educated. The more people know, the more comfortable they are to make a decision. People need certainty, Cousin Charlie. They need to know you. They need to like you. They need to trust you. And everybody, please share my stream. Because like Weatherman said, I want 150,000 people. What if I decided I want to run for office?
What if we can get that bridge named after you?
It's the good time.
Damn. Good time. Tommy
GTT, Toll Bridge. All right, Cousin Charlie, go ahead and shut us down. Everybody, thank you. Tune in every Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Well, we're going to bring you some kind of real estate content because why, Kathleen? We are the #1 what?
Digital real estate
Content provider.
Whoa.
Everybody, have a great day. Cousin Charlie, go ahead and shut it down, friend. Cousin Charlie, do you know what you're doing?